When you look at Disney, for instance, and Disney princesses, there's been an evolution of the Disney princesses. Disney princesses, when you talk about the founder, Walt Disney, those Disney princesses such as Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, they were very traditional. Okay, they were. You see Snow White singing and connecting with nature and making food and doing laundry, and you see Snow White and Cinderella doing doing a lot of these things. Right? They're very beautiful. They're feminine. They're soft. They're loving. They're incredibly caring. They're taking care of inside of the home. And then you see a shift over time in culture, and then you start to see really in the late 80s and in the 90s, you start to see more of a balance where women start to take on more. And most of those, you'll see the woman will oftentimes get rescued in some way by a man. Now, culture came along today, and they say, well, women should never be rescued by men. Women, we're going to promote the virtues of independence and power in women and strength and all of those things. Okay. And so we go to the 90s and you start to see Ariel in The Little Mermaid. By the way, I know all these because I got a little girl. So, listen, I guess I should be proud of it, right? So, anyways, so you got Ariel, and my mom lives 5 minutes from Disney and loves Disney, so we grew up watching a lot of Disney movies. All right, we got Ariel from Little Mermaid. We have from The Lion King, we have Nala. We have Jasmine from Aladdin is another example of this, and then we have Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Okay, this is sort of this period in the 90s. And so what you see with those characters are, there's actually a blend where some of these women, they are maybe, Jasmine, for instance, she is very feminine. She is beautiful. You can tell she is caring. She is calling out the greatness and encouragement in Aladdin. And she has this sort of wisdom and seeing actually who he truly is inside. She's in touch with her emotions and all of those things. But also, she's brave and courageous, and she's fighting alongside Aladdin to overcome Jafar. And you see that in most of those, to where same thing with The Little Mermaid. Now, there's a lot of thoughts about this. Oh, well, like her voice was taken. She gave up her voice for a man, and the ideas behind that, and that's negative. By the way, that's not the thing most people walk away with that have character. That they walk away with the idea behind sort of fighting for true love. But there's that there. And then again, going to probably my favorite, and that's the story of The Lion King, and seeing Nala convicting Simba. There's a point where Simba runs off and basically says, Hakuna Matata, no worries, no responsibility, no ownership. Hey, this land, this promised land that my father's given me. Hey, I'm gonna live in a state of postmodern relativism, and there is no truth. I'm finding my truth. My truth is just be happy, Hakuna Matata. And then Nala comes and finds him, and during that time, she says, "What happened to you?" And she says, essentially, "You're better than this. Remember who you are." And he gets, he has to go and think, and he sees the spirit of his father, and a few things happen. Then he realized, like, she convicts him to, I'm more than this. I'm better than this. And then he goes back to Pride Rock and helps save the day, fighting alongside Nala and the other female lionesses. All this being said, when you look at the evolution of the Disney princess, it went from traditional, it went to more balanced, where, you've got Beauty, and she, tames the beast and all of these characters. And then you have today, and here's today's Disney princesses. They're always disobeying their parents. That's the first thing you need to know, is you got to dishonor your parents, okay? Whether it's Moana or whoever it is. And then the next thing about these Disney princesses is that they don't need a man. Okay. And if there is a man in their lives, first off, they don't need them no matter what. They're just not necessary. But also, they're going to be dopey and stupid. It could be the guy from Tangled. He's another dopey guy. I mean, listen, I could go through every single male in these Disney princess movies tend to be absolutely dopey or jerks, just low character. And but the idea there is, or it could be something like Encanto, like they don't need a man whatsoever. And so it's all about the shaming and the negativity of men and glorifying masculine traits in women. And listen, women should be courageous and brave and fighting alongside their man and doing all those things. But you can start to see where this is going, the sort of imbalance of what happens over time and where we're at today. And it's very unhealthy. I would say the 90s are where we should be landing. When you look at those movies, by the way, those are the best Disney movies. I mean, if somebody want to argue with me about if Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and the Little Mermaid and the Lion King, by the way, those and statistically, though are those outside of Frozen are the four, I think, want to say for their time, highest grossing, some of the best Disney movies of all time. And it was because they got it right. They told the story and the way we most connect and the way we know most internally is true and the way it should be. And so the thing I want to encourage everybody to do is you got to be aware of this. If not, you don't know what the culture is doing to you. I'm aware of this as our kids watch shows, having conversations. I'm not going to have everyone not watch Disney movies. We'll sit down and talk about them. But then Chelsea and I will also share, hey, this movie doesn't quite get this right in this way. And we're still teaching our kids the reality of this.